Hi guys, welcome back to the show. So let's get stuck into the video. Before we do that, I want to give you a little bit of insight into my own life, and it's been a rough week really. Split up with my girlfriend that I've been with for a little while now. Unfortunately, we've been having a few problems. She keeps saying I'm immature and stuff like that, like blah blah, whatever. Anyway, so we had a kind of Netflix and chill type of night the other night, and we were sat there. We didn't quite agree on what to watch. I think she wanted to watch some romantic comedy or something. Anyway, we settled on my choice, which was He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Great film actually. And so we were sat there watching it, and things were a bit quiet. We hadn't exchanged. I guess maybe something was a little bit up, and she said to me, Dan, can I just stop the film for a minute? So she picked up the remote control, and she said, I've just got this feeling something's just not right here. And I said, oh, that's funny. I was just thinking the same thing. So she said, oh, really? Right. Well, you go first. And I said, well, He-Man and his friends are stuck on Earth. They've only got till moonrise to save the sorceress. They've lost the cosmic key. I don't see how they're going to pull this round in time. And she walked out. I've not seen her since. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mr. Smelly Fragrance Show. So today we're going to be having a look at 5 great smelling fresh fragrances that also last pretty well. Of course, fresh fragrances have a tendency not to stick around so long. It's a natural thing with fresh type of notes, lemon, bergamot, that their natural tendency is not to last that well, either in the skin or on the air. But some clever companies have achieved fresh fragrances which really last well, and I'm going to share a few with you today. They're not the top 5 ever, just 5 that I'm really excited about at the moment. So let's get stuck into it. First up then, we've got a relatively new release. It's Emperor Cologne Intense, or Pineapple Vintage Emperor Cologne Intense, to give it its full name, from Parfums Vintage. This is their amped up take on Aventus Cologne from Creed. I do have a sample of Aventus Cologne, courtesy of Fragrance Samples UK. I purchased it there. Great place to get your fragrance samples in the UK and Europe. And it's a very nice fresh fragrance, of course a flanker to the famous Creed Aventus, lacking the some of the patchouli and smokiness, I think, of the original fragrance. I'd like to just take this chance to say sorry for the patch of dust on the right sleeve of my jacket that you can see here. I did not realise this dust was present until I watched the footage back after having filmed it. Sincere apologies for any distress this may have caused you. And really just focusing on the zestier elements of the scent. The note listing actually for both versions is pretty much the same, but I'm going to give you the Emperor Cologne Intense note listing, which is mandarin, pink pepper, ginger, sandalwood, patchouli, vetiver, tonka bean, birch, styrax and musk. I kind of pick up almost on a little hint of that pineapple as well in there maybe, and it's certainly very zesty and vibrant, very wearable and very nice. The intense version here is the alternative to Emperor Cologne non-intense. A little bit confusing, that. Slightly lower price on the non-intense version, and the intense one has a little bit of tweaking done, whereby perfumer there, Damien Stammers, has apparently kind of amped up the performance and done stuff to it that will make it last longer than the original Aventus Cologne. And I do have to say, this one has given me really, really good longevity. A very nice, bright, zesty kind of fresh smell. If you like the opening notes, the freshness of Creed Aventus, a couple of subtle differences in the smell profile too. But you just want that kind of zestiness, that fresh, bright aspect to Creed Aventus, but you want it to hang around and give you a lasting all-day aura. I've really been spraying this one quite a lot. Admittedly, I do get sent the Parfums Vintage stuff for free, but I don't highlight everything they send me, and I think this is one of the real standouts that I would recommend. Price-wise, your 50ml bottle is $95, or equivalent price in the UK, and the 100ml $159. So it's not cheap for a so-called clone, and it is a clone. Classy bottle design though, and the performance and quality of ingredients, I have to say, top notch on the Parfums Vintage range. So I would recommend that one. Don't forget, if you'd like to join the Smelly Army private members club over on Patreon, there's a link in the description to do that. It costs just $2 a month, and you get an extra video from me every week, plus you get to watch everything I've already uploaded in there. We're building a really nice community, lots of interaction, and I'd love to see you in there. Moving on then, now for something completely different, as they say. It's Eau de Lancaster, a classic fragrance from 1977. Really happy to pick this one up recently, and it's a really nice green, fresh floral fragrance, marketed very much as unisex. It's around about £18, I think, for your 75ml bottle. You can pick it up online, it's not too hard to find this one. And it's a really, really nice bright green fragrance with some lovely florals. It's kind of almost a perfect kind of springtime smell. I don't think seasons matter that much. We're almost approaching autumn as I film this, but I would wear this as an anytime, daytime, really nice freshie with a little bit of a difference, a little bit of an old school vibe. And again, it lasts really well on my skin, and I get this really pleasant, long-lasting, throughout the day kind of aura. I'll give you the note listing on this one. So 1977, as I say, chypre floral is the designation. You've got lavender, coriander, bergamot, mandarin basil, jasmine, lily, peach, rosewood, floral notes, oak moss, amber and vanilla. Primarily you pick up on a lovely floral tone, maybe a bit of jasmine with a green bergamot kind of thing, and a hint of some piney mossiness in there too. Fougere fans might enjoy this one, but it's not an out and out fougere. Something in the scent actually, and this is where you might find it a little bit old school, so if you're not into your retro scents, you might want to think twice about this one. It has a reminiscence of the original Aramis Eau de Toilette, a little bit more of a powerhouse kind of fragrance, that one. So if you mix that in with a much more fresh overall aura, you get something quite charming and lovely, and a really nice sort of light, fresh, zesty, but with a little bit of complexity and a slight 70s, 80s powerhouse type vibe underlying it. Be careful, but longevity great, amazing value for money, quite like the bottle design. Eau de Lancaster. Haven't heard too many other people talk about that one on YouTube. Next up then, this has been a real revelation for me the last month or so that I've had it, and this is by the Gate Fragrances from Paris. It's called First Sight. Apparently it's kind of their biggest seller. Quite nice kind of gold bottle, and you can actually see the liquid moving around there, and it's a company that's new to me. They very generously sent me this bottle to try out. They said this is our big one. They've sent me a sample set too. If you'd like to hear more about them, let me know. And I've really been impressed both by two things. First of all, the performance is great. It's actually almost too strong. It's a couple of times that I wore it, it's really, well, it's not annoying because I like it, but it's there and it won't go away. So it's got great performance, and it's a rather unique smell actually. I'm going to give you the note listing first. So in this one, the notes are listed as green leaves, mint, pear, sorbet, lemonade, black elder, sage, cedar and musk. So one thing that stands out for me is a combination of mint and very zesty kind of, I guess, yeah, I get this kind of almost fizzy, maybe they're using aldehydes, this lemonade or this vibe of a gin and tonic type drink. It's really one of those you're on your summer holiday type drink smells, but there's a lot of this mint note, a very like a fresh, not peppermint, not like sweets or spearmint, but kind of reminds me of the actual natural smell of fresh green mint leaves that might be in, is it a mojito that has mint? It's really got that vibe very, very nicely. So it's not a typical, stereotypical kind of citrus smell, lemons and stuff. You don't really pick up exactly on that. But this kind of really energizing, it's almost like an energy drink mixed with alcohol, with gin or something in the form of a fragrance. It lasts ages. It's really, really, I'd almost call it beast mode. And I'm very interested in this house now. I don't know much about their history and that kind of thing. Again, it was sent free, thanks very much. But I must say, I kind of talked to the company and said, well, what's a real nice fresh citrus one? And they said, if you like that kind of thing, you got to try First Sight. Really good stuff, and the price on that one, again, they're not cheap, niche brand. The 100ml is €205, but I do really enjoy that one. Next up, we have something from a house that is really known for great performing fragrances. This is MANCERA's Lemon line, and it's been around for quite a few years. And a lot of people keep sort of coming back to this one. I've seen a lot of people buy it on Facebook groups and sell it and find that it's not for them and it doesn't excite them as much as some of their other fragrances. Essentially what this is all about, it's kind of a candied lemon, or if you think of candies or sweeties with a citrus edge to them, it gives you that kind of scent on your skin for a really long time. It doesn't smell incredibly natural and vibrant like some of my Guerlain colognes or even my Acqua di Parmas. And I guess that's the trade-off. Sometimes if you want things that literally smell like someone's just sliced a lime or a lemon, those notes don't hang around well. But this smells like a really nice synthetic but very pleasant representation of a citrus kind of smell with this kind of candied sweet musky undertone. I'll give you the note listing on Lemon Line. By the way, the price, I found it online somewhere in the UK, £82 for 100ml, which is pretty okay for a niche fragrance. Pretty good value actually. Lemon, orange, lavender, white flowers, amber, geranium, white musk and oak moss. And again, longevity, as I found with, I could almost have included Cedrat Boisé by Mancera in the list, but this is another really nice one from the house. Very, very good longevity. They must concentrate them very highly. Lots of kind of fixative ingredients must be in there, but the smell still really, really pleasant, long lasting, very unisex, and Lemon Line definitely one to check out, guys, if you haven't already tried that one. We just have one more left in the official list, then we're going to have an honourable mention. So the last but not least one here, MILANO Eau de Parfum. MILANO Cento Him, fascinating story about this brand. First came out in 1989 and they were launched by a couple of English guys over here. They were around for a few years. I've got old Vogue magazines, weirdly, from 1989 with the advert for the aftershave MILANO Cento Him. Anyhow, they, for whatever reason, throughout the 90s, the people doing it went on to do other things, but they relaunched it in 2016 in an eau de toilette, and then just last year, 2019, they brought out the eau de parfum version. Some people felt that eau de toilette doesn't last as long as it might do, hence we have an eau de parfum. Very nice longevity for me. Not a beast mode projector, a bit polite, but the longevity is great, and it's very much a fresh scent. But this one, unlike some of the sort of lemony, citrusy, zesty ones in the list here, this is your aromatic fougere. If you like things like Fougere Royale by Hubigant, maybe if you like Penhaligon's Sartorial, this is a kind of alternative to those. It's every bit as good in the smell of the fragrance. So you've got some citrus tones, lots of nice green herbal stuff in there. There's cloves, there's cinnamon, there's quite a lot of sort of warming, almost spicy notes in the fragrance. And it's a barbershop scent, but a very high class one, and very reasonably priced. The 100ml Eau de Parfum, I think it just comes in 100ml. Only £64.99. I found it on one site. I think that's Fragrance Direct. If you're in the UK or Europe, you can get it. And I think they do stock it now if you're in the USA on Lucky Scent. So check it out over there if you're in the USA. If you want to just go for the EDT, which has almost exactly the same beautiful scent profile, just a lower concentration, might not last as well. For example, that's in a 50ml eau de toilette, only £24.99, or there is a 100ml too, but much cheaper and still great. You could just spray more, but I think this one is the one that lasts really well. A very me type of fragrance, and kind of an Italian theme, but an English brand. So love that one. That is almost it, but I just want to get a couple of honourable mentions. This one, you can't get it easily. It's Viktor and Rolf's Antidote 2006 release, and of course you're going to have to go on eBay now. It's discontinued. Fantastic, very complex mixture of powdery notes, a lot of lavender and a greenness. Very strong and long lasting, really good stuff. I wonder if it was discontinued because regulations meant some of the ingredients that make it last so well could no longer be used. I don't know. Finally, guys, then, because a lot of people say, oh well, how come these guys get sent a lot of clones free and they never put them in their list? Well, here's one that I am going to put in the list, or at least as an honourable mention, because really it could be anything from this house. Dua Fragrances, and they have a lot of different clones of fresh stuff, hybrid stuff. The longevity is superb. They are very long lasting, and there's a lot of really fresh ones, clones of, you know, Virgin Island water mixed with Aventus that really hang around and are almost beast mode, or certainly very strong on the skin. Great example would be Best Citrus Ever from them, which is almost a Dua original because it's a very hard to find fragrance. The original Iroir by Henry Jacques, a ridiculously expensive sort of citrus aromatic, beautiful. If you like things like Chanel Pour Mature, it's in that vein, but it's a kind of beast mode version of that. So anything from Dua almost that's a fresh citrusy one, you can be pretty confident. So guys, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about my list. Any other long-lasting fresh fragrances you'd like to recommend, whatever you're doing in life. Let's project. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.